Okay, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Live from Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this evening. Tonight, we are continuing on with our ongoing sandbox campaign, playing Pathfinder. The Pathfinder Second Edition playtest using Greg Gillespie's very awesome Barrowmaze Complete. Now we've got some other folks who are going to be hopping into the game later on tonight. First, let me just make sure that we're actually broadcasting, because I did actually have some pretty significant connection issues earlier today. Hey, look at that. We seem to be online, so that's great. With me tonight are the stars of the Wednesday night sessions. I'll go in the order you guys logged in. I just glitched or lagged out there for a second. First up, Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Badonk Bent Bucket, who is a goblin monk acrobat.
Yeah. Next up is Dave.
David J. Forte. I'm playing West Littlefoot, halfling ranger, who coincidentally does not wear chainmail.
I just noticed.
It's good for you to play safe, though, Dave. Always with at least an AC 5, I guess, depending on what edition of D&D you're playing. And last but certainly not least is James.
Hi, I'm playing Vac Silver Scroll, a human scholar abjure wizard.
Nice. Okay, so let us do. We have some other players who will be joining a little later. But these are the Wednesday night sessions, so they're a little shorter. So let's not stand on ceremony and hop into Roll20. Now, hold on, have I actually logged into Roll20 yet? Oh my goodness, fucking slow today. The internet web is not happy with me.
I thought.
I haven't updated anybody in the Roll20 program yet because I had not had time. You guys should
for dice.
Oh yeah, no, and it's good for the helpful, or it's helpful for the map as well too, depending on what you guys are doing tonight. So, as a reminder too, for those listening at home, and perhaps for those who might be joining us for the first time, this is a sandbox campaign. So this is using the Barrowmaze Mega Dungeon as a structure for it. We are playing this as a strict sandbox, so I don't fudge any dice rolls. We're trying to incorporate basically some old school sensibilities into a new school game. Okay, so it looks like that's working now. I'm going to share little screen. I'll kill my camera. And to everyone. Off camera. Get that going. Alrighty. Okay, guys. So I gotta refresh my camera here. Where we last left our heroes was you guys returning to town. You guys have returned to Helix with your ill-gotten gains, I guess, looted from the crypt of the Barrow King. So where our scene opens is in the Brazen Strumpet, a busy night at the Brazen Strumpet. It seems like there's actually quite a few other adventuring groups that are in the bar. Actually, let's see here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 other adventuring groups in the bar tonight, as well as the usual cast of Ballo, his 3 waitresses or barmaids, Tacey, Urgrit, and Murda, and of course, Karg Barrowgut, who comes in and tells one of you guys to get out of his way because he's trying to get in. Because that's what happens at every time he comes in. And you guys are sitting down, bruised, battered, still, bits of quicksand. You're pouring out. Someone pulls their boot off and then dumps it out, and a bunch of sand and water comes out. And you shake it over. However, you have recovered a pretty phenomenal haul in terms of your loot. And actually, I forgot to resend that. We got the Horde of the Shadow King. Now, for those listening at home, we have set a new record around the Dungeon Musings compound with the number of emails sent in one day in relation to a session. We sent more, or I received more than 100 emails today about how to distribute the Horde that they recovered from the Tomb of the Barrow King. So I think that some of the other player characters are elsewhere right now. They're either sleeping, or they're occupied by someone of their, their own, interests. But right now we see Vax, we see West Littlefoot, and we see Badonk. And let's just do a quick. I'm gonna hold up some, not hold up, but I'm gonna show some images here. So here we go. We got Badonk. Badoom boom.
Badonk.
Trying on all the jewelry. Boy, this stuff looks really good on me.
Yeah.
And we got West Littlefoot. And you hear the screech outside of his animal companion Wingtip, the hawk, who's quite happy to be out of the Barrowmoor. And last but not least is the young abjurer, Vax Silver Scroll. So, what do you say, guys? We've all got, I'm guessing, troll-sized planes around the table, because it's been a long day.
Yeah, I think we are just retelling the tales of the fight.
Yep.
What happened from each of our perspective. Just,
That's right, Vax. You were the one who took down the Shadow King.
Yep. Yep. That was unexpected. I was not planning on being in the thick of it.
Mm. So what do you guys have to say? You guys, there's this. Do you have the pile of loot with you, or?
I guess we do if we've come and
Yeah, I guess we're probably like taking inventory of it, or
Maybe not in the. I don't know if we'd be pulling out bags of coins and counting them in the middle of the tavern, but
I guess that's a good question. You guys had talked earlier today about getting a guild house or something like that built, and it is worth noting that you really don't have anywhere to store all this stuff. There is at number 7 is HHR Huffenpuff. It's his basically like jewelry exchange.
Okay, yeah.
That's what his place. That's the guy who for a 10% fee, he'll exchange the goods and whatnot for coin. That's where you. Excuse me. I'm assuming you're not keeping all the jewelry. So what you could have done is maybe before you got it's the rosy quartz jewelry and moneylender, and so maybe you offload. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, how's Badonk supposed to look like his picture until he gets some jewelry? Like that's some pretty. It's like 1, 2, 3, at least 4 gold chains, big bangle on one arm, 2 on the other. Like we gotta start decking him out.
Yeah. Maybe he'll keep one nice bracelet from each.
Yeah.
I don't know if there were any actual bracelets.
In the collection of jewelry there, because there was an assorted.
Oh, right, there was.
Like,
But you could trade for some. Get yourself a nice brass or copper bracelet. No one will know it's not gold. Just
So now that you guys got back, one bit of pretty interesting information that you recently received is the value of that big old sword. Because that sword is, I'm not sure if you got my email there, Jeff. The sword is 160 gold, which means it's 1,600. Sells for 1,600 silver.
Sir Albus isn't here, so we're going to sell it. Completely negate everything we discussed.
Sell the money while they're around. Throw 100 emails in the garbage. Sorry, Albus, we sold the sword.
We had a chance.
Shit.
But we bought you a really nice replica.
Yes. You can get Card Barrel get to put something together for you.
We got to do this polishing oil for your staff.
So,
hey, I can
sandpaper.
polishing oil.
Yeah.
So what are you guys going to do?
Let's get a private room, and at least if we're gonna count and store and stuff, we can do it.
We can use Vax, we can use my room. I get a private room all the time.
Okay, that's good.
In the book, there's a deluxe suite.
There is unfortunately not a deluxe suite available in the Brazen Strumpet in Helix.
Okay, that was the question. Do they have any deluxe suites? Okay, well, then we'll go back to Vax's room.
Okay. So we'll see you guys are all in Vax's room, and that's where this conversation is happening.
Sure.
Yeah.
We've got some
We'll bring our-
beers brought to the room.
Yeah,
and
Tacey
we're-
brings up some food for you guys. Oh, it's quite the whole haul you got there, says the redhead.
Mostly just copper, thanks. Try to put the copper on top so she can't see any silver or.
I will give her. I reach into my pocket, pull out 5 silver, and it's like, keep this between us.
Okay.
Discretion. Better part
Give me
of valor.
let's see here. Give me a diplomacy check there, James. Let's see how that goes over.
That's a lot of money.
How smooth you are.
Diplomacy.
Ooh.
Survey says.
Well, Mr. Smooth Talker.
Yeah.
So I think that you unfortunately give a little bit too much of a just take this and fuck off vibe to what you say, and I don't think it's unintentional because unless you've told me that you intended to do that.
No.
But that is unfortunately how she takes it as a kind of she's like, fine then. Turns and walks out in a huff. Give me a second. I'm just gonna roll. Yo, Wes, you're pretty. So both you and Badonk, you're like, yeah, she's gonna go tell Ballo right away.
Shit.
Can I
So
chase
you look
after
back
her?
at the.
Let's just hope the price of the rooms doesn't go up.
Can I chase after her and try to make amends?
Now you do remember that Ballo is a former adventurer, and he knows what side of the bread his toast is
He's
buttered
been
on.
pretty friendly with us, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but that's still not going to stop her from telling anyone else besides him.
true.
True. I'll
And
go
you've
and
got
try and.
Very important. Yeah.
I'd like to go and hit her off at the pass.
You've got, let's see here, the Fearsome Fivesome, the Bastards of Bogtown, Bertrand's Brigands, and the Boon Companions all lurking in the common room. So if word starts getting around, it's going to get around pretty fucking quick.
That's a lot of bees in the brazen strumpet.
That is, yeah.
I'm gonna go head her off at the pass. I'm gonna chase her down the hallway and offer another 5 coin and apologize for the brash attempt by my friend to buy her
Sure.
off.
If I had another charm, I would use it.
Let's see how your effort to buy her off goes.
Oh,
My
God.
diplomacy is probably no better, but we're gonna give it a shot.
Let's go.
Hey,
Brent.
16 on the roll. Total of 17.
Nice. Okay, so 17 is, let's see here. 17 is good enough, so she kind of stops and she looks down at you and takes it. She says, all right. Mum's the word, little boy.
Nice.
Thank you.
So
Give her kind of
she's
a
got
little wink.
Yeah, she it's a little insulting, but she tussles your hair and then heads down the stairs. You head back into the room. Brent, can you hear us now? I guess not.
Still setting up.
Okay, is he in the call? Oh, he's mute. Brent, you're muted in the call, bud. If that helps. That may be why we can't hear you. Because you're muted on Google. Or the Google Hangout, at least. So, around this time, I'm going to assume that Sir Albus walks in as well. He is strangely silent right now, but I imagine he will have something to say momentarily.
He's still choking on all the sand from being under the
Yeah, really.
sand for so much.
He's still like tussling his hair, and like more sand is coming in. He's like, "When is this going to stop?"
Did we not lose another an NPC? Did someone die?
No, I think
Nope.
like Bretta came back.
Barwood and Grick?
Barwood and Greg all came. The thing is, you guys kept forgetting to use them, so they didn't really. I wasn't about to remind you, so they sort of hung near the back and didn't get themselves in trouble.
That's fine. I just wasn't too certain if they actually did make it out.
No, you guys made it back with both treasure and living hirelings. So
That's
really
that's an oddity.
an unprecedented evening.
Hello.
Hey, Brent, we can hear you.
Okay, good. I just wasn't quite sure, so I was just.
Oh, so you were muted for a bit there. So
yeah, I know. Then I was just like, so I just want to make sure it was all good, and I'm really here.
So you
Brent,
guys are
we
in.
decided to sell the sword.
Aw.
It is worth 160 gold, Brent.
I guess I can. That's okay. I
No,
can
we're
fight
kidding.
with the staff.
Brent, we're kidding. I haven't. At least I think you guys are kidding.
Yes, we are kidding.
We got some copper bands for your staff. It'll do an extra 0.01 damage.
You know what? It's okay. I was looking forward to letting Vex tank.
So
I
Sir
did it
Aldous
last
walks in
session.
as well. You guys are in Vax's room right now at the Brazen Strumpet, his private room. So all of you guys have gone in there, and Vax and Wes have paid off Tacey to not let anybody know what they're doing up here. And
What
I'll let you guys
doing
carry
up
on
there?
with your conversation. So Skurg and Roan and I think that's all who's missing, isn't it? Skurg and Roan and Ruben.
Werben.
Yeah. Ruben is much like what's his name? Wes, in that he can actually he's a pretty rugged and outdoorsy kind of guy. So I think he sort of disappeared on the way back from the Barrowmoor, so you're not sure where he is or what he's up to. Skurg is, of course, at the Foul Pheasant. That's where he always is. And Roan, you never really know where Roan gets off to, but he's off somewhere with Bretta right now. What are you guys going to do?
Wes's ears are still ringing with SHIELD, some kind of strange acronym that keeps buzzing every once in a while in his head. I don't know.
So, yeah, we are going to discuss the charter that we spread around this afternoon.
Okay.
And I think everyone was in agreement.
Yeah,
So-
more or less.
So it sounds
Wes
like
is not interested.
Do we need to put this in writing?
Yeah, I had some. I think Jeff sent a response this evening, and I followed up with a couple revisions. But I think we're on the same page. We're getting there. We're really close.
The three of us are, anyways.
so. We're going to
Or can
assume
you
Brett.
be Sir Albus? Can you be Sir Albus and talk about it in character, though?
I suppose we could. Are we going to do? Is that what we're doing tonight?
We're in a role-playing game. And we're live.
Yeah, I know. I just wasn't quite sure whether we were going to use our that limited time to kill shit and go on adventures or iron out the charter.
Well, it's up to you. I mean, if you guys don't want to have access to any of the gear you brought back or any of the money, then we don't have to deal with that. But you haven't resolved that yet. So the sandbox game is what you guys choose to do with it. So this is the evening when you got back from the Guardian Barrow. And you're sitting in Vax's room discussing how you're going to distribute the stuff. Now, there's been some back and forth on the hike back about how to deal with how to set up a continuing relationship between this group. Roan, unfortunately, has disappeared at this point. So has Skurg. So has Werben. So it's just the four of you guys sitting around talking with a pile of treasure.
Oh yeah.
I think if we're not going to deal with this treasure tonight, with a plan to deal with our treasure tonight, we at least need to find a place to lock it up before we go on another expedition.
I agree.
Agreed. I mean,
Agreed.
we could discuss, but we're not all here, and it is really we could, as a group, we could find and come up with an agreement, but we should present it to the rest of the group before it becomes final. I wouldn't feel comfortable.
I think you guys have talked it ad nauseum so far. You guys have spent 4 hours. The emails back and forth today, I'm going to assume, is part of the conversation.
Yes.
And there are some of the party members who just tuned it out and were like, I don't fucking care. And
Right.
there are others who engaged in that discussion quite a bit.
We could do something really simple, and I hate to throw this out just right now because you guys have been really good at going through all the details and stuff. But have people pick items, and then say, "Hey, guess what? You don't get to pick an item for a while." And then we just split up the treasure, like the coin and the jewels and stuff, by cash value, and then make sure that eventually everyone gets an item. And if
The only
not,
problem
then-
is that the magic items themselves are worth way more than any of the treasure we found, like any of the coin and gems.
Right.
We're
Fair
talking
enough.
factors of 10.
But
Yep.
that's great. But I don't want to spend my time checking journals and ledgers and trying to keep track of who owes what and who does who.
You don't have
And-
to. You don't have to do any of the bookkeeping, Wes.
I just believe that, and I think you're onto something, Badonk, but I believe it should we can simplify the process.
Yes.
The only simplification of the process is to sell everything and divvy up the money.
No, to reduce the
No.
number of articles would greatly would help. and to make things to provide more leeway on some of the articles that you were proposing.
Guys,
If the purpose of this is
guys, how do you think a bunch of tomb robbing pirates would deal with this stuff?
I want that. You
I don't
take
know.
that.
When I find
you
some,
don't get
I'll let you
anything? Okay, we'll get you something next time. Done. That's how we do it.
Yeah, you guys are like your characters. Just to remind yourself, your characters are the type of person who is so willing to go and brave the Barrowmoor for this stuff that they're taking their lives in their hands every fucking time they leave town. So I mean, they may very well the idea of like planning a business where there's going to be a split shares and stuff like that. That's all good and fine. But you guys all almost died last time you were out. It would have been everybody rolling, like on a metagame context, everybody would have been rolling new characters except for Jeff.
Right. But my character is very educated and principled. I think he would be like wanting to set up something sound and believe in like sound foundations and such.
And Wes is from like forest living, and I don't really give a shit about all your little fine-tuned points about you didn't get 5 silvers and he got 5 silvers more, so now we're going to keep track. No, let's just split it up as best we can and we'll move on, and next time we'll remember, hey, he's got a magic sword, he's got magic gloves, and you got a staff last time. You're out. You don't get to choose anything.
Right.
Yeah.
The problem is that the loot is completely random, Wes. So we may find 6 swords 10 times in a row and nothing ever comes up for other characters. What are we going to do at that point?
Well, if we get to that
point, are we just
point,
going to sell all those swords and then give all that cash to that member of the party?
Or trade them for items of use? There's all sorts of options, but it doesn't have to be a mathematical equation and 15 different articles, and you can just make this really simple.
I know. I think we can simplify the articles, but I do like Bedonk's idea of somewhat formulaic. I would make the less restrictive and more general. For example, like instead of to repay an item, instead of giving all your loot, just give 50% of the loot, and don't keep a ledger for each individual item. Keep a debt for all debt level for all members. So you wouldn't say this person has a staff and a sword. You just say their total debt is, and just chop that down as it gets repaid. And then for Article 4, instead of mention, I would put an addition or get rid of the house entirely and say for large.
I don't mean to interrupt. Badonk, Vax, and Wes, would you guys all give me fortitude saves, please?
I'm not going on that long.
That's fine.
This isn't going very well.
Can I tell you,
glazing over pretty bad.
I'm really a priest of the god of bureaucracy.
Fortitude's +6.
How'd everyone do?
Hold on.
Indomitable. 12.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay, so Badonk. Wow, nicely done, Badonk. And Wes. Okay, so Wes, you've nodded off.
Article what?
So Badonk. I think if we keep that a bit more general and give people a bit more flexibility in paying things back, it'll work better. And I don't think
Badonk realizes that almost no one is interested in this, so let's just divide up the treasure. But Badonk throws his hat in for access to every expensive item. He wants the shield, he wants the gloves, he wants the sword, he wants the rune that's worth a lot of money. Everything that's worth a lot of money, Badonk wants a chance to get it.
But that harms our effectiveness as a group.
Sure.
But that's what his character would do.
This is what Badonk would do. He wants money.
Skurg's just walked in too, guys.
Yeah. That's
Skurg, you might want to walk out.
Sir Albus was trying to put us to sleep. Sir Albus was trying to put us to sleep with Article 4.5 on page 3 and paragraph 2, and I don't know.
I'm trying to take Badonk's agreement and simplify it. Incorporate some of the stuff that I presented earlier today, just to simplify things.
Was that? Oh, I nodded off during that part too. How did I get back from the pit?
So, Skurg, you come striding in. You, of course, have stopped off at the Foul Pheasant before coming over to the Brazen Strumpet.
As per usual.
Yep. I'll take the regular
Badonk, Badonk says, if Badonk wins the longsword, Sir Albus, you're free to rent it from me as we expedition to make sure that our party is at its strongest.
If I still have a desire.
Huh?
So
For
Skurk feels like he's walked into haggling over a game of chance, and
there is a pile of treasure in the middle of the room, Skurg.
Right, like, so why don't we play Game of Chance for the magic items?
Spin the bottle. I got an empty flag in here.
I think that's a poor idea. I think we were
We need one.
onto something earlier, and we just need to iron it out.
so if we are in fact,
I want to hire an attorney to see if this meets my needs, and I'm being entitled to what I should be entitled to.
There are no attorneys in the woods.
I'm sure I could find one.
if
I didn't roll for henchmen, so there could very
Sorry,
well
Dave.
be.
Sorry,
If-
Kirk.
if we're playing games of chance, then you can count Skurg in.
I'll be watching Skurg and there's extra dice rolling out of his sleeves, and
Brent, one of the men-at-arms that's available is a war dog named Monty.
Nice.
Brent had a dog named Monty when he was growing up.
oh, nice.
That's funny. Okay, so I know who the henchmen are for tonight. But right now, let's deal with this matter in front of us. There's a pile of treasure, including some pretty sweet magic items. But it seems like we are failing our saves against bureaucracy to figure out what we're doing with them. So what are we doing, guys? You got some assorted treasure. You can some jewelry that can be sold for a pretty hefty sum at the Rosy Quartz Jeweler and Moneylender. And then there's a bunch of neat magic items. Let's just deal with this. Let's give it 5 more minutes, and then we'll just move on. If you guys aren't able to come to some sort of resolution in 5 minutes, then it ain't going to happen tonight. So carry on.
Okay.
Why don't we just pick items to use tonight, and we'll divvy this stuff up when the rest of it we get a chance to meet with Roan and the rest of them.
Yeah, if you want to do the guild thing, Jeff, I'm sorry, Badonk and Vax, I'm fine. Temporary until we sort out the deals, just temporarily borrowing items from the guild. Does that
Sir
work
Albus?
for you too?
Sir Albus, I just rolled a recall lore for you for your society.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are calling it a guild, you may need to get the approval of the local the Iron Guards.
Let's call it something else.
What do you mean call it something else?
I did call it an organization. I'd call it I don't know.
We
whatever
are
you
an
wanna call it.
adventuring band.
What
A
you're doing?
band, a guild, a gang, a charitable society, whatever.
What did
Something that
goblins
doesn't have
call
legal
their groups, Kevin?
Well, what I'm saying is that it really doesn't matter what you guys are calling it. Brent knows that if someone gets wind of there being an organization that's got steady income and shared profits and whatnot, it will likely be too tempting. It will be very tempting for House Ironguard to tax it.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Ooh.
Oh, wait. We can't do this. See? Let's just give out items, split up the coins, move on.
We'll just call it a secret organization.
How about we just call it nothing so that we can deal with it later when we get more connections?
Yeah, really, it's not so much as an organization.
We'll
just
deal
a
with
method
it.
of dealing.
We could just save money and buy a house later if you really want to buy a house.
As
Save
the
your own money.
caller,
It wasn't
I'm
really
saying
that
we're
much
dealing
about
with it later.
It's only partially about that. It's also about making sure that everyone gets what their needs and it's equitable. Sir Albus is the two things that are important to Sir Albus is equity and effectiveness of the group.
Simplicity and survival.
and as well as simplicity. And
all the stuff you've talked about are not anything near simplicity. Just so you know.
It is pretty simple. There's much more complicated ways we go.
And all Badonk does is he doesn't want to get cheated out of the value of the treasure.
That's totally fair. None of us should.
That's all Badonk cares about. And the whole point of the guild was to make sure that over time he wouldn't be cheated. Maybe he wouldn't get the best deal out of this loot hoard, but over time he would get his fair little goblin share, and he wouldn't have to fight for it every time, and wouldn't have to argue 3 weeks from now, I haven't had a magic item for 3 sessions. Give me a magic item. Like, he doesn't want to do that. He just wants everyone to say, okay, Badonk, here's your fair share. That's all he wants.
That's totally fair. We should all expect that.
And
okay, so the items that are sitting on the ground are gloves, sword.
Here, I can tell you.
2 runes, unholy water, a couple tokens or trinkets, I should say.
Oils of potency.
I sent out. Yeah, there should be a list.
I have the list right in front of me.
Okay.
Ticket items. Sword. Who wants in for the sword?
What are you talking about? What do you mean? Who wants in?
We got to give up the items tonight to borrow from the group or whatever it is, so you can use them so we can play.
Right.
If we continue to drag this on, you're not going to have a sword.
Right. We're just giving them out to use.
I currently have one.
Does anybody use a sword besides Sir Albus?
No. Not that's here, I believe.
So why don't you use the sword tonight, Sir Albus, and we'll cross you off for any other items.
Well, I have a sheet with all the items. I'll record who has it on their person.
Okay, for now, and then we'll deal with the group later.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sir Albus, you're using the sword. Next item. Dunk.
The next item is
a big ticket item.
Shield. It's a spell guard shield, or I don't know. Maybe one of the magicians has to identify it. It's this nice shield.
Pretty shield. Who wants a pretty shield?
Who fights? What do you fight with? Does anyone fight with a shield?
What is Skirk fighting with?
It's Sir Albus.
Skirk has no interest in this shield.
Okay.
No.
So the only person who uses a shield is Albus. So Albus, you can have the shield. The next thing of value is the healer's gloves.
Can anyone use those?
Skirk can make really good use of them.
Okay.
Skirk,
you want to take the healing gloves?
You know, if you're offering, Skirk's happy to have it.
It's just for today until we talk to the rest of the group. So,
the next thing we have that would be useful is a ruin means we can use it and then we can take it off again, right?
Right, but then I get the.
Brent, is Sir Albus using the Spellguard shield or the one he got from Valeron?
I think I'll use a Valeron one for now because it absorbs 2 more points of damage.
Okay, so you don't want the Spellguard shield then?
Not for this evening.
Okay, then we will lock it in our vault with wherever we're putting everything else.
Is that a large shield?
It'll be the shield that we're keeping all the other items in.
Okay.
Kevin, how long does it take to? I believe it takes a while to inscribe a rune, so none of us can put the runes on today, correct?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. So then that means we have ancient scrolls and jewelry and coin that there's no point in doing anything with. We have a ghost touch rune, armor potency ruins that we'd need scribed. We're not going to take them. So we have 2 vials of unholy water.
I would make the strong argument that I find their presence offensive and I would like them destroyed as opposed to sold.
Because they could be used against us if we sold them to somebody.
Wes, you rolled well enough on your religion knowledge check. Evil, just like holy water is only really effective on like inherently evil things. Unholy water is really only effective on inherently good things, like say
Sir Albus
paladins. Yes.
So I think put it in a special vault. Our Sir Albus has revolted vault.
Yeah, no, it's not. Is this kryptonite?
Why don't we keep those as Sir Albus in turn?
It's only things like angels or other celestials. It wouldn't be a paladin.
Okay.
Skrg leans over to Badonk and says and whispers to him, "I can sell it later if you want."
Sir Albus
table them
glares
for
at
now.
you. You have to take the intimidation feat. I glare at you.
Do I hear that? Do I hear that?
So we have 2 wolf fang trinkets. Now I believe trinkets can be used, not like ruins, but as needed.
They are disposable, though, I believe.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, and so is the oil. Everything else we have is disposable. So if we want if we want to not use anything that's disposable, we could just use the sword and the gloves. And put everything else. We could go to the jeweler's place tomorrow and sell the $890 silver worth of jewelry and use some of that cash to pay the guy to protect the other items.
The divine prayer beads are not disposable.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
But you have to be a divine caster, and I think the only divine caster you've got is Roan.
Right. Okay.
Is he a divine spellcaster? I thought he was a sorcerer.
He is, but you got divine spells.
Yeah, their bloodlines are cool. They can be any of the spellcasting tradition, depending on your bloodline.
Okay, so basically,
The only thing I would say is if 2 people want to take the oils, they could be handy in emergency. Hey, Kev, if they were applied to the talons of a certain bird, would that work for the oil as well?
even if they were, I don't think my bird would like that. So
Yeah, it says weapon. I don't think
He's
so.
got oily feet now. That's very dangerous.
Okay,
be
just
sitting,
curious.
sitting there,
Yep.
sitting there trying to get the feet clean all day, and we wouldn't be able to use them for anything.
But what they could do though, it would give you a magic weapon if we ran into something extremely difficult to overcome. It would give you a temporary magic weapon.
Okay, well, if we get to that point, I'll let you try and put them on because I'm pretty sure Wingtip would want to poke out whoever's eyes is trying to apply.
You could put it on your blade too, or your arrows, or whatever. It's just an oil that goes on a weapon, making it temporary magic.
Sweet.
Okay.
Skurg, would you want to keep the other one for your sickle? Is it? I believe, right?
What does it do, Albus?
It enchants the weapon.
What's it called?
Oil of potency.
Oil of potency.
But
We have two of them.
+1 to hit and gives you an extra damage dice.
They're consumable and they're worth 25 silver.
Well, if we need them, then we have them. We'll use them.
Okay.
So then
Surviving is more important. Surviving
Right.
is more important than 25 silver.
Exactly. So you take them with you, and as long as you never use them, they're just still part of the party treasure.
Vax
Or
is
if you
putting
want, you can take it out of my 25 silver's worth of stuff. It's a useful item, and I'll use it.
Okay.
Vax is putting
So
his
wait,
hands on the
Wes
ancient
takes
scrolls.
one. Do you want one, Skurg, or not?
If you're offering Skurg, we'll have it.
Okay. So you guys each have a potion, an oil of potency.
Okay. So can we then just put a coin value on the items that we're going to exchange tomorrow and give everybody their share and call it a day?
Not
Yeah,
until
we can-
Vax is grabbing the ancient scrolls and manuscripts.
Oh, you were going to read those, weren't you?
Yes.
Okay, so Vax wants the ancient scrolls. They're worth
Yes.
$300 as is. They're worth, or 300
However,
silver as is.
they date back from the time the Guardian Barrow was created. So I imagine there might be some useful information there.
Right.
You
Okay.
just have to figure out how to decipher them.
I can help. I can assist with that. I've learned how to decipher.
I don't think that's a task that you guys can really do.
Not
together.
right now.
No, not right now, but like as a downtime thing eventually.
No,
I'm
but
just
as
offering
a
my-
downtime thing, it's gonna be like one or the other. You guys don't like. There's not really something for a second person to be doing. It's not like you guys are at a big enough community to go to a library to cross-reference things. It's going to be a matter of sitting and slowly making your way through it and having someone. I'm not sure if you've ever read with someone reading over your shoulder, but it's
No, I thought it was like multiple scrolls, and it'd be like cryptography. We just take a scroll and try to decrypt it.
no.
You're trying to
Oh,
see aside
okay.
this.
Yeah. So
If you find anything alchemical, let me know.
Okay, so that will be. I mean, it'll be quite some time to do that. So then and again, just to be clear, by using the scrolls that way, that destroys their value.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
But hopefully there'll be intrinsic value in the benefits to whatever knowledge we acquire.
I think there's a good chance. I don't know. How many of you guys have played Call of Cthulhu before?
Nah.
Because reading books is always good.
I'm trained in occultism.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Skirk, you mentioned alchemical. Are there any herbal components to the things that you make?
There sometimes are.
You looking for a good green tea, or?
I can provide more than just green tea.
Are you offering Littlefoot?
Well, when I get some downtime, if you give me a list of things that you need, I will be probably out of Helix and out in nature. So I'll be able to keep my eye open for whatever plant life you're in need of.
And see, this is what I was talking about earlier. This is something that if we combined, if we did the guild thing, that would work. You could provide Skirg with ingredients to make alchemical goods that we can use as a whole for the benefit.
Do you know what? I can also do that without a guild. I can just say, hey, Skirg, if you need something, I'll find them for you. And if you want to pay me, great. If you don't, and I don't find them, then it's no big deal. Not to rain on the guild thing that I don't like, but...
It's a way of working together in the same way that, say, I may close in with a monster while others may stay at range.
Okay, I think we've had enough time talking about that. The guild, the stuff is distributed. So what are you guys going to do tonight?
I get a good night's sleep, but I offered to help the others out, and I am gladly ready to go back to that burrow that you half uncovered, shovel in hand, and complete.
Are you intentionally calling it a burrow now, or is that another mistake?
I was having fun with it. Barrow, I guess. I've stopped that. I know it. I know. Nope. I'm just fucking around with. Never mind.
No rabbits
on my part.
So, guys, what do you guys want to do tonight then?
Sleep.
I think we should sleep and guard this pile.
I don't mean tonight. I mean tonight, like us tonight in the game. What the fuck are we doing tonight?
Oh,
we're going to go to a barrow.
Let's go on an adventure.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to help out. Do whatever. Well, let you guys whatever you guys want to do. But I'm ready to go and help dig out that barrel for you guys.
Okay.
To the barrows.
Sorry.
So let's see here. You guys have 4 people, so it'll take it's 5 hours of digging left to gain access to that barrow. Are you guys okay with just doing with what you've got, or do you want to see what Osen has available at the Mercenaries Guild?
Yeah, and I kind of want to hire Monty. I feel
definitely. Let's load up on fodder.
How well does the dog swing a pickaxe? Because I don't feel like doing it.
Depends on the dog.
You guys raid one barrow and suddenly you guys are too good to do the grunt work.
No, Wes was quite clear before that he's not very. Wes is fairly diminutive, and although he's strong, he's not big on hard labor.
Fair dues.
I'm fine with hard labor, and I feel I owe you guys, so I'm.
Indeed.
All right. But to expedite the process. It needs to be more than just me digging a hole while you guys watch. We won't get there in time.
Let's go to Osen's in the morning and see who's there.
Okay. So the next morning, unless you guys have anything else you want to do tonight.
I'm going to grab a glass of water while you guys sort that out. I'll be right back in about a minute.
Okay. So you guys, the next morning, you guys are up and you still have not found where Roan has disappeared to, or where Werben has disappeared to. So you're not sure what they've gotten up to, but time waits for no man or half orc or halfling, as the case may be, or goblin for that matter. And you guys head over to Osen's, the Osen's Mercenary Guild. And again, for a reminder for you guys and for those at home, Osen in our campaign in the movie version is played by Bruce Willis. So you guys walk in and Osen is sitting behind the counter. Again, it's when you walk in, it's that long building with a bunch of benches, or like one long series of benches around the inside of that first room. And then sitting behind a small counter is Osen, his head resting on his hand, kind of just staring off. You guys walk in. He narrows his eyes. He says, "What happened to the last two?"
Well, they didn't make it back quite necessarily in one piece, but we don't say that too loudly.
But they did, didn't they?
Oops, I said
Like, wait a second, didn't they make it back in one piece? We hardly used them.
No.
No.
So what you guys have, what you see as you walk in to your right is a collection of 5 men, 4 humans and 1 elf, and there is a mangy war dog as well too, white and black in color, kind of spotted. And the dog is sitting next to this guy who, do you remember Alistair, the guy who sits outside of the Brazen Strumpet with Mr. Paggins, the dog?
Yeah.
This guy could be he could be his brother, because he looks equally mangy and, unkempt and whatnot. He does have a leather armor and a shield and a light crossbow resting across his lap, but you would guess that he has spent quite some time kind of living on either the streets or very much, like perhaps the ditches of the Duchy of Eric. He sort of looks over, and the dog sort of, looks over at you guys too. Clearly, this dog, whose name is Monty, is with this guy. Everyone else is kind of keeping a distance from this guy and the dog. One of the other guys has actually some fairly exotic looks. He's got very dark skin, and you'd guess somewhere far to the east. He carries actually a crossbow as well, and leather armor, and he's pretty, he looks like he's capable. There is an elf who carries a longbow and has chainmail. He's got a pretty vicious scar on his face, and he wears chainmail, and he's got the long dark hair that is typical of the Thornswild elves as well, that are from the southwestern portion of the Duchy of Eric. And the last human is a guy leaning on a spear, who is actually, I think he's actually from the same, the first guy I mentioned with the dark skin. Same thing. This guy looks like they're both from the same region. So there's 2 of them standing there, one with a spear, one with a crossbow. All the ones I described so far, they are all men at arms, and available for hire at the low price, I believe, of 5 silver pieces per day, minimum 2-day purchase or rental.
Kev, you said one was a Thornwild elf?
One of them was, yes. And then the last one is a guy wearing Vax. It looks like someone's trying to steal your shtick, because this guy's got pretty long robes on. He has a kind of a wild, he's young like what Vax is. He's got wild curly hair, and he's got this really crazy curled mustache and a curled beard as well. And in the movie version of this, he is played by Oscar Isaacs. And he sits there studying this, playing, he's rattling something around in his hand and tossing into this cup in the other hand. And he looks up at you guys with these dark eyes, and he locks eye contact with, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. He locks eyes with you all, Sir Albus, and he says, "I knew you would come." And he scoops up whatever it is that's in the cup.
Can I do an Arcana check?
To try and do what?
To discern maybe sort of what order. And I'm assuming he's probably a wizard, so I'm trying to discern maybe sort of what order of wizard he might be.
You want to see which house the Sorting Hat put him in?
Yes.
Pretty good. You would guess from the look of this guy, probably a diviner.
Kev?
Yeah.
I grin and say, has that happened to me? I'm really not an alcoholic, although I do like this place.
What did you say? Sorry.
I look at her and I say, have I become that predictable? I think this is the only. I do like my drink, but I didn't think it reached that point.
Sorry. Do you know we're in the Mercenary Guild, right?
Oh, I thought we were at the tavern.
No. No, you guys went to the mercenary guild.
Sir Albus is still at the tavern drinking. That's the
Apparently,
problem.
so you do drink a lot more than you think.
Let me change my response.
Sure.
I'll smile and say, I've been known to come here now and again.
And you hear Ocean say, more likely now. And he kind of rolls his eyes. So the guy stands up, and Wes, you actually, it looks like any one of these guys would handle themselves. And you've got a sneaking suspicion that even though he looks pretty rough, that smelly guy with the dog, you get a really good feeling about him.
I tap Sir Albus again, like the day before, and say, I think most of these guys are pretty solid. Like, they can handle themselves. And don't let the guy with the dog there fool you. He looks a little rough, but there's something about him that, resembles the people I used to hang out with in my warrior cast days.
You guys look over at the guy he's talking about, and like this guy is sort of not even really cognizant that you guys have walked in. He's got these like roomy kind of eyes that are all watery, and the dog has matching sort of watery eyes too. There's flies buzzing over the two of them.
I've often thought that dogs are a good judge of character.
The dog,
or food availability. That
too. I think I say we hire three, the self-styled prophet, the man and his dog, and we'll see if the elf is available. I've been meaning to talk to a Thornwild elf.
Skirg says, I think we should take them all. Few of them will make it back anyways.
Say that out loud. But
that is a horrible attitude to have.
With that in mind,
we'll all make it back.
Let's who's going to make the check to see how loyal these guys are? Who wants to make the hiring check? Well, actually, for the hiring checks, all the men at arms, you can hire them, no problem. If you want to hire that wizard, you do have to actually you have to talk to him, and you have to actually hire him. So who wants to do that talk?
Zax, do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it? I was interested in talking to the elf. Do you want to talk to the wizard as like...
Yeah, I'll speak with the wizard.
Sort of as a person to... Yeah.
So what do you say, Vax?
So I will walk over to him. I nod my head to him. Well met.
He looks up at you as his eye kind of cocks up. He gets a little guarded about his cup. Well met. Fellow brother of the book.
Aye. Are you looking to explore the Barrowmaze?
I am looking to earn coin and a share of treasure. Tell me. He gestures over at the little goblin in your party. Is that the goblin of luck?
Some might consider him that.
I hear that every trip that he takes to the Barrowmoor, he returns with ever more treasures.
Mm-hmm.
So far, that almost seems to be the case.
But Dog kind of notices him looking over, and he walks up to him, and he says to him, "Hey, can you shovel?"
Shovel. My hands are not, and he gestures with his hands, and he's got very lovely manicured nails. He says, these hands were not made for manual labor.
Badonk shakes his head. He looks at Vax. He says, "Not this one." And he walks away.
He looks down at the cup. And he picks up whatever's in there and tosses it down. It was foretold that he would be difficult. He looks back at you.
You want a portion of the treasure?
Yes. As is custom. Any higher legs, anyone who's got levels, you're going to have to start with a minimum of 15% of any treasure.
Oh, that throws off all the guild numbers. Oh, I can't do this. Sorry.
But
Wes is mocking the guild.
if we were
The
to
shield
hire
guild.
you, what sort of skills do you bring?
If I was to travel with you, I bring secrets. For you see, I see that there is doom that hangs over you. But the stones say that you may escape it. Or it may transfer to others. And he stops and looks at you. Tell me, what have you seen?
More than he's going to see sitting here all day if we don't take him.
And for those who didn't hear that, there's a storm raging outside, and thunder just
Holy smokes.
rumbled on that little.
It's just coming through at my house now. It took a bit to travel there.
Oh, jeez. So what do you say, Vax? One more thing, and then we'll make a roll for you.
All right, we'll take a gamble with you.
What have you seen? You still haven't answered his question.
I've seen burial crypts. I've seen symbols to serpent gods. I've seen the Walking Dead. And I've seen treasure.
Have you seen the mountain come for the cross?
Sorry, say that again. I had a huge boom of thunder. a second ago.
Have you seen the mountain come for the cross?
Can't say that I have.
You may. He leans back. Okay, give me a diplomacy check, please. Let's see whether he thinks that the fates are with you. A 9. No. The fates.
Just that would have been better.
He
Hey, Vax. Hey,
He looks
Vax,
at
I
you.
was at this.
so
Go ahead.
let's see here. So that's actually, I think. Okay, so that's actually so bad. He hops up and says, "I've seen it. You've seen doom falls on any who go with him," and he sort of starts into this tear, this kind of like fire and brimstone preacher style. Doom, you will die, and you will die, and he's pointing at the two big, swarthy color or swarthy skinned guys. You will die, and he points at the elf, and you will die, and he points at the guy with his dog who makes no indication that he saw it. And then he starts walking out. All of will die, and he sort of keeps ranting and raving, and then he heads out the door. Osen doesn't make any indication. His sort of his one eyebrow goes up as the guy goes out. He looks back at you guys as if to say, like, you just took money out of my hands. So
Vax.
So I shrug and say, I guess it's Ascension's out of the question then.
So you can hire
I
everyone else.
thought he was a
double-
diviner, but he turned out to be a charlatan.
I thought maybe you were going to duel him in the front yard in about 10 minutes.
So
Stop that.
you guys are able to hire the others, but because of your impression you left, Vax, it's going to cost you guys double. So it'll be 10 silver pieces per day for each of these guys, and it'll be and it's 2 days minimum, so it'll be 20 silver pieces for each guy.
So do you want to spend 60 silver?
What the net will be is if you hire 4 extra guys, that will mean 3 hours. 3 hours of digging versus 5.
They're worth it.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay. Do you guys want so? I'll just put down 60 silver pieces and I'll take it out of something. Okay. So you guys collect your guys. Anything you want to do before you head outside of Osen's mercenary guild? Anything you need to do before you guys head out?
Did Sir Albin speak to the elf?
I
What do
think
you
we
want-
just assumed I hired her. I'll just talk to
Him.
her on the way.
You assumed it's a woman, Brent? Sir Albus. Sheesh.
All the elves look like women.
It's hard to tell. They all look that way.
Uh,
No, sorry. What's the elf's name?
The elf's name is Larwin. No, that's not right. Sorry, that was the guy. Lessig. Lessseig.
I assume Lessig is a dude then.
Yeah, you would be correct. So he has long, dark hair that's pulled in sort of a single braid at the back. He has a scar on his face, and he carries that big long bow.
Oh, maybe he's a guide. We could use a guide this time. Last time, maybe we got in quicksand.
Okay.
And as he walks by you, he says, "You can't be Sir Albus. I am prettier than this man."
Okay, so you guys are anything you want to do in town before you go, or are we heading out into the Barrowmoor and see what's there?
Moving on.
Maybe we should have a rest.
You guys have.
Wait, this is the next morning.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
Do we have all the rope and what have you?
We've secured our stuff with the jeweler, and we're heading out.
Sorry, you're trying to store your stuff with the jeweler?
What?
I thought you said that was our only option.
No, you sell your stuff to the jeweler.
Oh, okay.
Sell, not store.
I mean, he'll store it for a certain fee.
I would assume he's the one who's got the means to store stuff.
He does have the means to store stuff. He'll just have to charge you.
How much?
It doesn't really matter right now. It'll be something. I'm not going to pause the game to figure out how much it is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just it'll be, but there will be a fee and it won't be minor. I'm going to guess, given the value of it, it's probably like the same as it would be to hire a hireling. So probably like 5 silver pieces a day or something like that.
Okay.
Sure, let's do it. Yep.
Okay, so you leave it with HHR Huff and Puff, and you guys head out. Okay, so Wes, you are. Let's go get the marching order, guys. So you got 4 men-at-arms and a dog.
Wes will go up front.
Okay.
Cool.
Now that Wes has been out into the moors once with these guys, into the Barrowmoor once with these guys, he feels pretty comfortable about navigating them around things like quicksand.
Okay.
But you don't feel we've been cursed?
Guys, who's next?
I'll go next with the elf and just strike up a conversation.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy check. Let's see what happens.
Okay. I will also make sure my symbol on my shield is visible.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy check. Let's see how that goes.
All right.
Who's next?
Oh, I'm trying to click on.
I'll be after Sir Albus.
Okay. You got 3 men-at-arms and a dog left still to place, and we got Skurg and Badonk. Where are you guys going?
Badonk will be near the back.
Whisker and the man-at-arms be in the middle.
Okay.
Okay. Skurg and Badonk. Sorry, I'm sorry. Who's at the
18 for diplomacy.
who's at the back?
Oh, sorry.
Badonk and Skurg.
Badonk and Skurg. Okay.
Are we
All
still
right.
doing the collar this time around, or?
No, it's for today. No, we only got another 50 minutes left, so let's move things along here. Okay, so you guys head out. Wes is in the lead. You guys are making your way along.
So my diplomacy was 18 if you wanted to.
Okay, so you strike up a conversation with like, what do you want to? How do you
I'm
kind of
just
do
sort
that?
of being polite and talking and trying to ingratiate myself to the Thornwild elves and just sort of ask him and mention I know Valoron. He seems like a nice guy and just get their perspective on the land and stuff.
I know an elf. He seems like nice. I like him. He gave me the
I
shield.
just know one of their. I don't know how many.
He lives in a wood hut.
They're of the same tribe.
Okay, so this guy does not seem interested in the least in talking to you. In fact, he is, and I rolled a perception check for you, Brent, and you rolled really, really well. This guy is actively disengaging from this conversation. So it's weird. Like it's to the point it's unusual. It's strange that he's just giving you as short an answer to end the conversation as fast as he can.
Okay, well, when I become aware of that, I'll just make like I'll make my I'll make up something polite like I got to go talk to Skurg, and then hang out with Skurg.
At the back?
Yeah, I can easily move up to the front. It should take like a move action.
Okay.
But
Well,
just
there's no such
sort
thing
of
as
like, so it's not that awkward silence as I walk next to him.
Yeah, it's difficult to do the whole like nyang thing in plate armor.
Well, that and it's like a 5-hour or walk or something.
Okay, so the first couple of hours, you guys are out. And okay, and then you guys are out for another couple of hours. You really should have made it to the Barrowmoor by this point.
Oh.
Oh, come on, guide.
Fortunately, you haven't encountered anything, so that's good.
Wes is trying to avoid dangers. It's not going to necessarily be a direct path like it was last time you fell into the quicksand.
Kev, also, once Badong thinks we've gone farther than we should have to reach the barrows, you will start using stealth as they move around instead of just walking.
Okay, that sounds great. Okay, so you guys are unfortunately. It does seem like you're taking a little longer than you should. And now, as a reminder, what the Barrowmoor is like. The Barrowmoor is hot. It stinks. It is messy. It's tough going. There's tall, 7-foot high weeds that you're pushing through. There's giant brackish pools of water, and it is eerily silent. So you can really just hear you guys sloshing your way through. And you keep having to double back and go around because of deadfalls or just places where Wes is fairly confident that there's quicksand and that you would once again find yourself drowning. But what this means is that you guys have been traveling for about 6 hours. So it's well past noon right now by the time you guys are seemingly... Wes is like, no, we're in the right direction now. We're in the right direction. I know I was a little turned around, and now I know exactly where we're going. And let's see here. Ooh. Okay, so that is when you guys are making your way through it's a fairly dry bit where there are some weeping trees, I think they're called yew trees. Those ones that sort of like have those craggly kind of like twisting limbs that go out from a squat base and have a lot of sort of tendrils hanging down from them. There's a solid sort of area. It's a clearing of roughly about 50 feet that you guys are making your way along. When I need everybody to make an initiative check, please. So, Badonk, you can make a stealth check. Everyone else make perception checks, please. Tell me how you do.
Kev, I don't know if I'm supposed to announce this, but I would have disruption on my sword from the new ability.
Okay, that's fine. Yep.
Where's
Vax sucks.
Oh, I thought that was mine, but I rolled not that. I got a 12.
Okay, what's yours in total? Brent, if you're going to roll on the thing, can you please add your thing, like whatever your modifier is, like what the other guys? Yeah, thanks. Wes, 7, okay.
Except the bonus is a +6, and the roll was a 1.
Oh, shit. We got 2 nat 1s so far. Badonk is... Well, Badonk, you're actually not at the very back of the initiative today.
Good for it.
Yes, so you're moving up in the world. Brent, what's your total?
12.
12, okay. All right, do we have everybody? I got Sir Albus, Badonk, Wes, Vax. Who am I missing? Skurg. 21. Holy shit. All right. Okay. So first round, you guys are walking along in your regular order there. And so we got Wes, then there's that elf, Lessig, there's Vax, there's the men-at-arms in 2 rows. There is there's Badonk, Skurg, and Sir Albus at the back. You guys are talking away, and let me see where these things are going to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Okay. So Wes and then Vax and the elf. All right. So let's do the elf first because that's probably going to be the most dramatic. So something as you guys are making your way past these winding or these trees with these twisting roots that are going out, you're stepping over them. Out of the a hollow where 2 of the roots sort of meet. Faster than you guys can, you'd expect like a sprinting dog to move this fast. Something comes racing out from underneath the trees, coated in grime, humanoid but hunched over on its hands and knees, kind of scrambling along like an animal, bald. Apart from a couple greasy streaks of hair, its muscle or the fat on its body almost like completely deteriorated, and a sick, almost like sloshing jaw that seems almost attached as it goes racing up towards the elf.
I love ghouls.
And it sinks its teeth into the elf's throat.
Oh, that's not good.
And
No, that's not good.
Lessig, so Lessig takes a whopping 4 points of damage, and he this ghoul once again kind of chomps on. Okay, that's pretty good, and cranes his head back as it tears out the elf's throat, and he drops down dead. One of these comes scrambling over to Wes.
How many are there?
3. Wes, so this one comes scrambling up, and I think you saw it just out of the corner of your eye, so you're able to duck and weave. I take it a 13 does not hit your AC.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Oh, fuck me, nat 20. Okay, so then it moves out of the way. Its head twists to the side, and the jaw sort of like kind of jerks around loose, and then it snaps in place and comes back, chomps down on you. You take 11 points of damage, piercing, and I need you to make a fortitude save, please.
Uh, 16.
16, okay, and then one more fortitude save, too, please. And then I'll make my attacks on Vax.
Oh, we might have to attack. We might have to kill Wes. He'll become a ghoul.
Another 1.
Was it a nat 1?
A nat 1, another +6, so 7. But
No, but nat 1. All right, okay. So this
2
thing
nat 1s
chomps
on the last 3 rolls.
You pull it back, and you can feel like there's something. There is something not wrong with your hands. Kind of your whole arm is going numb at this point. And now, Vax, another of these things comes like dropping or scrambling out of that same hole in the ground. Comes over to you. A 17, I take it hits.
Yes.
You take 6 points of damage and give me 2 fortitude saves, please. Now I'll make the second attack while you're doing that. Second one's going to miss. It's
Fortitude saves.
Yeah, it's not a crit failure, but it misses.
What's a 15 or 11?
Okay, so as this thing chomps on you, you can feel your limbs tightening up, and you, my friend, are paralyzed.
You said
one
2
more
fort
fort save, please. Okay, so that one.
Same numbers in different combination.
Yeah. All right, so you are frozen in place. You have the flat-footed condition, and you can't act except to recall knowledge, or other ways that would use your mind. So let's see. Let's let you spend your action doing recall knowledge. No, you have no idea what these things are. All right, so that was the surprise round for the ghouls. We're going to start the regular initiative now. Top of the round, Skurg, what are you doing? There is one of these things that is just has finished tearing the throat out of your elf hireling. There are one of each on Wes and on Vax at the front of the party. What are you doing?
Skurg will race up there. Does he know which of his alchemical potions may be most effective?
So you could spend an action to try and recall lore.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see here. What's your what's your occultism?
My occultism is a +5.
+5. Let's see. No, you know that these things are probably some kind of Walking Dead, but you've no idea. You know, there's some that are vulnerable to fire. There's some that are immune to fire. There's some that are vulnerable to cold. Some are immune to cold. So you're just like, I don't know. What do you want to do? 2 more actions.
You know what? He'll toss a bottled lightning at them.
Okay. Remember that bottle lightning has a splash effect, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Which means you're going to Zort your ally.
Yeah. Ugh.
I mean, you can do that. Let's do that. That sounds fun. Go ahead and make an attack roll. Which one are you attacking? The one that's on Vax or the one that's on what's his name? Wes.
Let's go with the who's more injured.
Tough to say. Just pick one.
Let's go with Vax then.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll. So it'll be like plus. I don't remember. Whatever it says on your character sheet. Yeah.
Ooh, how much damage do you say I took?
You took 6 damage and you're paralyzed.
Okay.
So that'd be 1d20 plus.
I think it's +6. Okay, so that unfortunately is not quite good enough. So it doesn't connect with them, but it hits the ground, and as it shatters, there's just arcing sparks that go out all around, and both the... Hold on, I should actually look up. If we're actually playtesting this, we should probably be trying to apply the rules rather than just making shit up. Skurg. Skurg the scourge of his friends. So both sorry, who did you attack? Vax or Wes?
Vax.
So Vax, you take 1 point of electricity damage. Okay, and so does the thing that's on you. All right, that is so. Assuming that it was interact with objects, take the weapon, the thing out, and toss it. That was your actions. Next up is
Kev. For the record, that was also a smoke bomb.
Oh, okay. So this thing is now concealed. Oh, that's okay. So there's smoke that goes around it, and there's like a little thunderstorm, and both Vax and this thing disappear in a cloud of smoke. Speaking of them, now it is the ghoul's turn. So let's see here. First, let's go old Chompers, who's on Vax. Vax, you are now flat-footed. So you got -2 to your AC. Does a 22 crit on you?
No.
Oh, thank God. Vax, you take another 5 points of damage.
Okay.
He's going to try again. Does a 15 hit you? Again, flat-footed.
Yes, it hits me. It wouldn't if I had got a chance to put my armor up and I forgot.
You have 7 points of damage. And last one.
13 hit points.
Oof. Okay. And give me 1 or 2 more fortitude saves, please. There's a potential illness you're going to catch here as well, too. Ghoul cooties. And the last one is a miss.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, that is much better. Okay, cool. So 1 and then, hey, nice one. All right, so yeah, your constitution is a lot stronger than you look. Next up is Wes. This thing is still engaged with you, so the ghoul's going to try and chomp you again. Does a 23 crit.
No.
Okay. You take 6 points of damage and give me 2 more fort saves. This thing spins around and chomps at you, and it's biting on different parts of your body, too. You're sort of trying to keep your distance, but it keeps snapping at you every time you try and push him away.
First was an 18, and second was a 15.
Nice. Okay, so no problems with that first one. He's going to try again. 10, I take it, is a miss.
That is a miss, yeah.
Okay. And then last one, let's see. Does you want to do one more? Sure. He's a ghoul. He's crazy. He's crazy and he's hungry. So that's a 7. Is that a crit failure or is that just a miss?
My touch AC is 17.
No. Your regular AC.
Regular AC is 18.
18. Nice. Crit failure. So I think he falls to the ground. He's flat-footed.
This is
He's so angry or anxious to get you. He's scrambling at you. The ground gives out and he falls down. All right, then we got one ghoul who was took that elf down. He's got a choice of, let's see here, Wes or Vax, both of which are occupied. Let's go to one of the other 3 guys. Or actually, there's a bunch. So 6. This ought to feel familiar. Skurg, one is coming right towards you. You're always the winner of these contests. So he comes scrambling over towards you again. Pale skin, greasy, its eyes all like cataract over, and it attacks. Oh fuck me! 26. Is that a crit?
Just. 16.
Okay, so this thing leaps and then lands down on you. You take a whopping 10 points of damage. I need 2 fort saves from you, please.
2, you said?
Yes, please. And then it bites again. Does a 16 hit you?
Armor class 16. So I guess.
Okay. So then another 2 points of damage as it's, you're trying to push it off and it keeps biting you at every available opportunity. All right. So you're paralyzed as well. You're as the first bite goes in, you feel your muscles tense up as this unnatural sickness afflicts you. Give me 2 more saves, or just 1 more save, actually. Please, 1 more fort save. And then it is... who is that? Oh, Sir Albus, then you're up. Okay. So yes, no problems. You've your half-orc constitution is staving off that sickness. Brent, what are you doing? Is Brent there? Hello.
I think I heard
Caden?
Children?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's we'll Sir Albus is holding his action. Badonk, you're up next. What are you doing?
Badonk is going to take his wolf stance.
Yep.
Damn. And attack the one who was getting viciously bitten. That was Wes and Vax, right?
Yeah, Vax has
you
been
guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Vax
Okay,
is back
sorry.
there.
Okay, I'm attacking the one on Vax.
So we're just gonna listen to him out of the big speakers.
Okay, so so it would be a stride to get in there. So you got 1 more attack. So you're doing your flurry, I take it?
Flurry of blows, yeah.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
Tiger stance is +8. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm rolling it right.
Are we doing the Barrowmaze?
Hey, Cork!
Hey,
So, Cork, you are, we'll say that Argus is with you. You guys are making your way through the camp or through the swamp right now. And you guys have just been set upon by a trio of hideous ghouls.
Second one to hit.
Cork, give me a perception roll for Argus, please. We'll get you in the initiative order.
okay, I got to log into Roll20.
Oh, sure, can. So, you guys have noticed that, seemingly he's been going along with you guys, and you didn't notice it. There's this little clever-looking dwarf. Let's see here. Where is he? This is him here, guys.
Kind of looks like Varric.
Looks like which?
Varric from Dragon Age.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So my attacks, Kev, were a 10 and an 18.
A 10 and an 18. So the first, you slash at this thing, and it is so intent, sort of like scrambling up and down on Vax, chomping at him, that you're not able to connect. But the second one definitely does. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 damage.
Oh, a nice one. So that is a pretty there's a couple scorch marks on this thing from where Skurg's lightning bottle exploded. You leap in and are, growling and snarling like a dog, and you tear chunks of this thing's sickening. It's basically like the consistency of like waterlogged chicken breast. The muscles just come off it like some kind of overcooked meat, and it turns and snaps at you. And then it says it's Sir Albus's turn. What are you doing, Sir Albus? He may be dealing with his he may be dealing with his squire. Okay, so let's go with Wes. He's holding his action as well.
Okay. Sorry, I saw the Lich King there, and it threw me off.
Oh, sorry. Cork, meet Dave. Dave Cork.
Hey, how's it going?
Howdy.
What's my character sheet? I can display mode PC and PC.
Let's see here.
My character sheet is like totally pooch.
Oh, you know what? They've been making changes. We actually haven't been using it and just been rolling natural dice. Let's see here. Oh yeah, what have they done? What have they done here?
Most of us should be rolling natural dice. Keep another roll 20s rolling.
Yeah, I don't know what's. Hold on, let's see here. Oh, here we go. Is that better, Cork?
Let me check. Yeah, that's good. That's it.
Okay, I just don't know if the rolls were actually. Last time we tried using this, the rolls were all fucked up.
Okay.
It seems like it's doing okay now.
What am I rolling here? A D20?
Just roll your perception, please.
Is that a D20?
D20, yep.
Just about everything's D20.
Nine, okay. So that means you are, I think, after Wes, we'll put you. Because Wes and Sir and Vax had got natural ones on it. Okay, so Sir Albus is going. Wes, what are you doing?
So the ghoul fell, or is it prone right now, or is it just?
It's kind of like scrambling on the ground, so it's prone effectively. It'll be flat-footed against your attacks.
Okay, but I have a bow out, so can I stride to put some distance between us, and then?
Absolutely. So that leaves you open potentially for any reaction that the ghoul may have.
Okay.
It has none.
Haha.
So you scramble back. Okay. And what would you like to do?
Then I'm going to shoot with my bow. Nat 20, which is 27 to hit.
Ooh, 27 is a crit.
28 to hit. So 28 is a crit, and
so remember because
I have a weapon expertise.
Oh yes! Oh, fucking awesome! Okay, cool. We get to see this happen for the first time. So
if I target of a critical hit is adjacent to a surface and it's near the ground, it gets stuck to that surface by the missile.
That's awesome. Okay, so you duck back, and as well, because your short bow is deadly, I think you actually roll a D10 for your crit die crit dice instead of a normal dice.
I do. So I will roll that D10 now.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
9 damage, piercing, and DC 10 athletics check by the ghoul to try and attempt to pull the missile free before it can move from its space.
And it takes an action to do that, right?
Yeah.
So also roll 1d6. I mean, it's 1d6 plus the 1d10.
Oh, d6 plus the 10.
Yeah.
An additional 2 points.
2 points. Nice. So 11 points of damage. Oh, man. Okay, so you fire this thing, and it cuts basically like right through the back of the muscle on the top of the shoulder, and then it pins it, through the collarbone, and then it pins it to the ground. So it's kind of like trying to get up, and it can't do it right now.
I'm going to hunt target with my third action for next round.
Sweet. Yeah. On the one that's on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it is. Brent, we can hear you now. Brent, do you want to take your turn, Sir Albus?
Yeah. So I believe the closest ghoul is the one on Skurg.
The closest one is the one that's on Skurg. Yes.
Does Wingtip get an attack on my turn, or is that only if I call him? Sorry.
Only if you spend an action to command your animal.
Okay, so I'll remember that for next time.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna help my squire is here with me. The battle.
Yep.
So we're gonna move up to. Can I move there with a single action?
Yeah, it's a stride action gets you there. You got 2 more
Okay, I'll
actions.
stride. Say attack. Attack. Keaton, say attack.
Hi, Kaden. Hi, Wiener. How are you?
Can say huh? Hi. She's a little shy now.
Oh, it's okay. I'd be shy too. But you roll really well. So let's see here. That's a 22. 22 is definitely a hit. Not a crit.
Okay.
But,
So give me 1 second here. I'm going to roll damage. So this is for the base damage, and this is for the positive damage from disrupting.
Nice. So that is 16 points of damage. Wow. All right. So you bring this thing back. The long sword flares to life with this brilliant light, as if it's it's been long awaiting its intended purpose, and now you're putting it to it again. And as you cut into it, there's a steam that goes off of the ghoul, like it's being plunged. A blazing hot blade is plunged into water, and it cuts through this thing. It screams so that its whole jaw, loose at the bottom of its head, kind of like wobbles back and forth. That is only 2 of your actions. You still have 1 more.
Yeah, I will use my third to bring up my shield.
Yeah, and you got that shield with the symbol of the elves of the Thorns Wild Forest on it. A tiny bit of what's his name's Lessig's blood has spattered onto it as well. All right, then it is next up. We'll go with Argus. What are you doing?
I am going to do a disrupt undead.
Yeah. Okay. What does it look like when you cast your spells?
Well, I pretend to be doing a dance. Then energy forms and shoots out at the undead.
Okay. Yeah. You dance back and forth. Okay, so you just go ahead and give me a D10 roll there, Cork, and I will make a save for it.
D10?
Yes, please.
All right.
Do you want to go to bed now, and I'll come cuddle with you in a bit?
Okay.
I got a 6.
Do you want to sit with
6?
me?
Okay, so which one are you targeting? The one that's on Skurg, the half-orc? Are you going to target the one that's chomping on the wizard? Or are you going to target the one that's been pinned to the ground by the little halfling ranger?
Is that the one on the wizard hidden in smoke?
The one that's attacking the wizard.
Okay.
That one's hidden in smoke, isn't it?
Yep. Yep.
Isn't
So
that one hidden by smoke?
it is, yeah. So I'm just going to make, yeah. Okay. So you cast that, and then there's a flash of bright energy on that one that is chomping on the wizard, and it kind of turns and looks. I'm going to make
What type of undead are these?
You're not sure. Oh, actually, let's make a roll here for you. What's your occultism bonus there, Cork?
My occultism bonus. Is that a skill?
It is, yeah.
Occultism 3. Trained.
Okay. You, judging from what's happened to your allies, you would guess that these things would be some kind of ghoul. They carry with them this necrotic infection that basically stiffens the muscles. And you can see both the rigid posture that both Skurg and Vax are standing in makes you think that that's what these things have done to your allies. So
turning them undead?
Say again?
Turning them undead?
It's turning them into corpses, that's for sure. So it's the first step towards it.
This is considered an affliction?
It is not.
I'm going to have to go to hell to rescue these guys.
Okay. Last but not least is Vax.
Okay.
So you get a new save at the end of each of your turns. So you don't have an action.
No.
Go ahead and give me a fortitude save. Let's see if you can shake loose. Vax, these things haunt the horrific reaches of the Barrowmoor. Do you really think a 13 is good enough to beat that fort?
Yes.
Well, you're right. You can finally move again, and all that pain comes rushing to your body. Speaking of paralyzed, Skurg. So you as well, unfortunately, can't do anything on your turn apart from end it by making a fortitude save. Let's see if you can shake this paralysis.
Skurg.
Okay. Come on, Skurg. Skurgy boy!
Gurger.
Hey! You likewise fight it off and manage to disrupt the enchantment, you will be able to act normally next turn. But first up are the ghouly ghouls. Let's start with the front and work our way back. So that first one's going to spend an action trying to get that that arrow that has pierced it to the ground out. What's the DC again?
It's only 10.
Only 10. Okay, so yeah, it spends an action snapping that arrow, and it scrambles to its feet as its second action. And then think so it's going to move in on you. And that's pretty much all it can do. Then the ghoul that's on Vax. So let's hear Vaxitude. You're no longer flat-footed, so that's at least something. It's going to try and chomp on you again. Now that it's seen you moving. Does a 16 hit you?
Yes.
Good. You take another 6 points of damage, and I need you to make another Fortitude save. Let's see if you're...
Does a 16 hit?
Yes, please.
Yes, it does. All right, another Fortitude save.
Nice. Cool. So you knew how this felt. Your will really doubles in, and you're not paralyzed again. A 13, I take it as a miss.
Yes.
And then it will... I think that's it for the last... That's it for its actions. Oh, it's agile. It's going to try and claw you. 13 is a miss. So after that first bite, you're able to get your distance, and this thing slashes at you with its claws, and you're not hit. Now, having been slashed with this brutal, Bane weapon or brilliant magic weapon, this ghoul turns and focuses its attention on the armored Sir Argus. So it first bites at you. Ooh, 26 there, Argus.
Albus, you mean?
Damage?
Sir Albus.
Okay, sorry, what was the hit?
26.
Okay, that would hit, but I will reaction my shield to it.
Okay, is that a crit though, or is it?
No, my AC is 20.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so it's a hit. So your reaction, so you can reduce it by 8. Let's see how much damage he does. Ooh, so wham! You get your shield up in time, and it you see the top part of its jaw chomps on one side, and then impossibly long. The other part of the jaw hinges under and grabs the other side of the shield, and then you pull it back, and it pulls free, and then it leaps forward with its claws. Does a 17 hit you?
No.
Okay, and then the last one is actually a crit fail. So you as you're pulling back, this thing comes in again, and you just bash it to the side, and it falls prone. And that is it for the ghouls. Next up is Badonk. What are you doing? You're in wolf stance.
It's my turn after you.
Okay. Wes still has one on him.
Wes still has one on him. So does Sir Albus and Skurg, and so does Vax.
And Vax looks like he's in trouble.
Vax, how many hit points do you have left?
13 out of 32.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just attack the one here in front of Wes, or on Wes. So
Vax looks worse than Wes.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just from my quick glance, it's hard to tell. I mean, he's got a third of his hit points, so. And the second one, 19 and an 11.
Okay, so the first one slams in, and I'm sorry, Jeff. Which one were you attacking?
The one on Wes. The one that
Wes,
was
okay.
that I attacked last time.
Yeah, great. Okay, so go ahead and make a damage roll.
You're flanking him, right?
Well, isn't
You're
it pinned to the ground?
No, he's attacking me. He moved forward again.
Oh, he moved forward again. Okay, he took 12 damage.
12 damage. So, Jeff, tell me how Badonk takes this one down.
He, in his typical dog claw fashion, he's just rips at him with both of his little goblin claws and right through his flesh.
Okay, it's torn to pieces. One of the viewers, Matt, just said, asked, was it Sir Elvis? So from now on, I'm calling you Sir Elvis, Brent.
I like it. So then after that, I'll use my move.
Performance as a bonus.
If you do, if you can do a decent Elvis impression, then I will give you a +2 to whatever you're doing.
And I'll use my action to move to Vax.
Yep.
And flank it.
Nice. Okay. So you get in behind this thing. So that it was Badonk, and then because I hear a little squire asking, Wes, do you mind if Sir Elvis goes first? Wes?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Caden, it's your turn to talk. Do you want to talk? Are we going to attack? Say attack.
Attack.
But
Attack,
talk louder.
good call. Excellent sound tactical decision.
Okay. All right.
Attack.
So there is the one that's still surviving against me.
Yep, that's attacked you. Yep.
All right. I will take a swing at that one.
Your sword flares with light again.
And
That
I will take
rune
2078. That's
blazing light out. Let's see if you can hit. Oh,
that would be not a good roll.
I believe there's a. Can you get a critical hit when the apple falls not far from the tree, or? So unfortunately, that is not quite good enough. This thing is so in your face that you swing wide over it.
Okay, I'll try again at minus. Is it 5 or 4?
-5. Only -4 with agile weapons. So here it comes. You bring it back, and on your backstroke, oof, still not good enough. Not a critical fail, but okay. So you could either you have one more action, Brent. You could ready your shield again, or
I will ready my shield.
Yeah.
And stand around and missile.
So once again, that shield goes up. Then Wes, what are you doing?
I will pick on the one that's on Skirk.
Okay.
I'll hunt target.
Okay.
Favored aim and shoot.
So your eyes narrow. We see in the sort of movie version of this, there's this like quick zoom on this vulnerable spot as this one thing pulls back from Sir Albus's shield, and you take your aim and go ahead and make your attack roll.
18 plus 8, 2 for the fate.
Yeah, so that is a critical hit.
So a D6 plus a D10.
So 1d6 plus 1d10, yeah. And it's pinned somewhere too.
Probably, if it's standing, it'll probably be just like pinned right through its shin or something.
Well, let's see. I think if you kill it, I've got something even more flavorful.
Okay, so 9 points of damage.
Okay. So what happens, Sir Albus, when you knock this thing back, you raise your shield up, and then you hear a thunk, and you bring your shield down, and because you're so strong, your gesture shatters this thing's spine, and the headless body falls to the ground. And then you look over, and the ghoul's head has been pinned to your shield by one of Wes's arrows. You look over and see exactly as David's gesturing. He's sort of bringing his hand dramatically away from the bow. There is still one ghoul left that is on Vax, and it's Argus's turn. What are you doing, Argus?
I'm going to do a quick assessment of the situation.
Right.
And then summon a monster.
What, you got a list on your character sheet? So if you got the PDF one there, Cork, let me just pull it up here. It gives you a list of the monsters you can summon with it. So you could summon, for instance, a animated broom, a blood seeker like a steerage, or basically a giant kind of like mix between a horsefly and a mosquito. You could summon a bobcat, a dog, a dire rat, a fire beetle, a pig, a pony, or a viper.
Does the pony kick?
Pony can kick, yeah.
Okay, I will.
Pony.
Okay, so you gesture back and forth. Yeah. It takes 3 actions to summon a ghoul or summon a thing. So you make all these crazy gestures. You're sort of dancing around and singing off key as you're doing it. Pony, and then this pony appears in front of you.
Can it attack the undead?
It cannot on your turn. Next turn, when you spend an action concentrating on the spell, then it can act on your turn.
So it's a waste of a turn, really.
Well, I mean, it depends how badly you want a pony. Boom, pony appears.
I think riding that pony into battle would be fun.
Vax, your turn. What are you doing?
Has this ghoul been hit at all?
This ghoul has been hit. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not happy. I'm unloading on it.
Yep.
I'm going to do a heightened shocking grasp.
Okay. You prepared a heightened shocking grasp?
I have.
Okay. Awesome. You step forward, and am I correct in thinking that there's like blue runes that appear around, and then electricity shoots out from it?
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Okay. And again, just as a reminder, I'm using the World of Warcraft film as my like touchstone for how magic looks and sounds in this. So that explodes out. How much damage? What do I have to do here, James?
Hold on. Just says it's a ranged touch. On a hit, the target takes electrical damage. So I got to do an attack roll of some sort.
Yes, a ranged touch. So it'll be plus your agility bonus. So you're trained in it, which means you add your levels. So it's 3 plus what's your agility bonus?
1.
So plus 4, 1d6 or 1d20 plus 4, please. Against the touch AC. Oh, 13 versus touch AC. Oh, James. Jimmy J. So close. Unfortunately, this lightning, electrical arcs and lightning sort of jets out from your hand and scorches the ground near where Skirg's electrical bomb went off, but unfortunately does not connect with anything.
And then I'm going to raise my shield.
Okay. This blue glowing triangle. Oh, we lost Dave. Dave, you still on the call or just not in roll 20?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, other Dave. David Fortier. Dave is frozen in place. I think he may be having some internet issues.
Oh, the ghouls got him.
Or he's retired. Yeah, really. That's a ghoul touch internet contact. Okay, so would you, let's see here. Next up is Skirg. So you've regained control of your limbs again. What would you like to do? There is one ghoul left that is right in front of Vax right now, your ally, the wizard.
How hurt is Vax?
Vax is pretty hurt.
You know what? Can I throw a little battle medic on him?
Battle medic. I think you need to. What is it? Spend an action and touch. Let's see here. If you guys can, the reason I'm cutting and pasting all the rules for everything onto your sheets, guys, is so that you guys can look up the rules and tell me just what you need to do. So what does it say on the sheet? I actually don't know.
Attempt a DC 20 medicine check.
And it's an action? Oh, it is an action. Yeah. So you can spend a stride action to get over to him. Spend an action with Battle Medic. Because of those gloves you got a +2 to your medicine check. So go ahead and make on top of whatever your normal bonus is.
Right.
And go ahead and make a roll. So +5. Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Hot diggity damn. Welcome back, Dave.
Hey, when did you email the character sheets?
Today.
Okay.
Let's see. It should have been today. Yeah, it was. Ignore the one that had 100 responses on it. Not that one. It would have been the one that has 10, I think. So the let's see here. So that means you heal 1d10?
Yeah, 1d10.
1d10 plus your wisdom modifier. Your wisdom is a +0. So 1d10. Here it comes. It is the touch of the chirurgeon. A mother's caress.
Who rolls that? Is that Skirg that?
Yeah, Skirg rolls that. Yay! So you get 10 hit points back there, Vax.
Nice.
And
23.
So that's 2 actions. You still have one more action there, Skirg.
Well, then why don't we just go right ahead and attack?
Well, you got nothing in your hand right now.
Okay, well then what isn't Skirg?
Draw your weapon. Okay. So next up is Ghoulie Ghoul. Let's see if Ghoulie Ghoul is going to attack Well, no, they're undead. They don't make morale checks. Yeah, I think Vax, he's really loving the taste of you. So let's try and bite you again. 21, I think hits.
Yeah.
Only 2 points of damage, but I need those that one fortitude save, please. And then he's going to try again. A 19, I take it as a hit.
Yes.
Less damage. Sorry, I'm cheating. Okay, so once again, you are seized with brutal paralysis, and then he hits you again for that is 4 points of damage. And I'll try one more time. Oh, crit failure. Dave, go ahead and make an attack roll against this thing. Yes, please. Yeah, Skirk. This thing has left itself wide open. It's trying to like get in and like kind of like jump on top of the paralyzed Vax.
Do I have to make a second fortitude?
No, you can't get more paralyzed, so that's okay. You're already paralyzed and you've already contracted ghoul fever, so. All right. Whoa, Skirk. That's actually a critical hit because you've flanked it. So roll. What weapon did you draw?
The sickle.
Sickle. Okay, so roll double damage on that, please.
What is? I'm just looking for my weapons here, and it doesn't seem to be on my character sheet.
Near the bottom, under gear. Your sickle is
1d4 plus 3.
Yes, so that'd be 2d4 plus 6, please. Actually, you know what? That's I think unless you roll double ones, you've killed this thing again.
Ta-da!
Yeah, you slash this thing, and once its head is severed completely and boom, falls to the ground, and the body falls limp. Vax, you're sort of give me another fort save. Let's see how many rounds it takes you to shake this. Nope.
Is Vax still looking pretty hurt?
Nope. Vax is standing rigid. Nope. 18 seconds. 24 seconds. He falls over, still paralyzed. That's a 30. Okay, so he's back on the ground, kind of moves again, and is able to get himself up. Now,
is he pretty injured?
He looks pretty.
I'm
injured,
down to 17 hit points. I'm basically half.
Lay my hands on him.
And as well, he looks pretty sick. He's looking pretty pallid. So does Wes. Skirk, did you fail your second fortitude save at any point, or did you make it? I think you made it each time, right?
Well, I failed my first two, and then there was a third that I
was it your first two, or did you only fail one? I thought you only failed. I thought you failed the first one to get paralyzed, and then I thought you failed the first one, made the next two. Okay, so so you have not contracted it, but both Wes and Vax have contracted some kind of sickness.
Vax, I can't help with that, but you go up by 8 hit points. Wes, would you like some healing as well?
Yeah, I'm really beat up right now.
Okay, you get 10 hit points back.
Okay. Well, it is I think after that turn of events, you guys have decided to call it a day and head back to town. Vax is feeling under the weather, as is Wes. So you guys decide that discretion is the better part of valor. You head back to town. Let's see if there's any further trouble along the way. Nope. No. Okay. So you make it back to Helix without any further trouble, but we will have to make some fortitude saves to deal with the ghoul fever.
Did they have nothing to loot, Kev, the ghouls?
The ghouls, let me give me a sec here.
That's how you get ghoul fever.
Well, he wasn't having sex with the corpse.
You wash your hands.
What's the
he uses the dead elf's hand to poke around in the.
Oh, so as you guys are about to turn away and get back, because both Vax and Wes saying, I really don't feel terribly well, but Dominic's like, well, hold on. What's in the what's it got in its pockets is. So let's see.
What about in the tree where they came out of?
Oh my gosh! Can somebody roll a percentile check for me, please? Yeah, the hidey hole. Good call, Wes. There's someone who listens to the narration.
I can roll.
Yes, please.
Slash roll. Whoops. Whoa. Just typing random keys. 1B100. 76.
Give me a roll again, please.
79.
Okay, and again. Oh, Wes, nice one.
And a 33.
Okay.
83.
I need 2 more, please. Oh, Wes.
Wes rolled an 83.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, now Wes, give me a. Oh, you rolled a D10, not a. Not
No,
a
you
D100.
rolled a D10 twice. And
Oh, an 83. Got it. Okay,
83,
okay,
yeah.
got it. Let's say, like, Jesus, no wonder you're making those rolls. Give me 3 more percentile rolls, guys.
Hey, Kev, I'm going to bring the elf's body back, too.
Okay.
I can keep doing it. I just click this button.
You guys have dice that you had since you were like your first set?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, Badong, I need 2 more, please, guys. 2 more percentile.
Wes got 32
Whoa, Badong. What the
An
fuck?
8.
How much crap do these guys
Yeah.
have?
What's
One
the
more,
dog's
guys.
last name?
there. Wes rolled a 32 searching in the tree.
Okay.
Yeah, Wes also rolled a 30.
West 32. All right. So what you guys found is actually a fair bit of gems and jewelry that are sort of squirreled away down there
Nice.
for some reason.
I can
And
see it.
Wes, would you give me a D6 roll, please? Oh, okay.
Hope this is a good time for one.
Sometimes it is.
It may be. Give me a D100 roll, please. Okay. Ooh. And then would you kindly give me oh, 1 second, I gotta grab a different book.
Uh-oh.
I'm supplementing the random loot from all my OSR games. Okay, where is it here? I think it's another percentile roll.
$89.
89.
No, 59.
Oh, 59, sorry. Maybe I should actually look instead of just saying.
I'll stop speaking in bad trash. Sure, I'll.
I think your chainmail's interfering with your Wi-Fi signal.
I might have to take it off next session.
It sure looks good, though.
Yeah, it looks pretty badass.
It's 44 pounds.
Oh, wow.
It's a 44 bill shirt, and it's
Then you
pushing
will,
down on my diaphragm.
you will appreciate the what you rolled in, because you rolled chainmail armor. So thanks to sort of rooting around in there, I'll give you the actual dollar value or gold coin value. But you find basically a small trove of gems and jewelry that have been buried in there, as well as a suit of chainmail armor that has a glowing rune of potency on it.
Ooh.
And one sec here. You also find a one sec here. Trying to find the equivalent in Pathfinder 2nd.
You have to consult a cleric if you're potent more than 4 hours.
You do. There's actually also yet another heavy wooden shield that seems to have survived the exposure to the elements due to the quality of crafting.
Nice. Is it dwarven?
Well, let's see here. I think there's probably a decent chance of that. I'll give it Yes, it is.
Wow. Okay, I'm taking it.
It's got the marks of the moon peaks, the dwarves, the moon peaks on it. I think that the chainmail is likely dwarven make as well. So pretty sweet haul, guys. Wow.
Cool.
Right. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you guys tonight. I did fuck up how I awarded XP last time because I don't read the finer points when I read stuff, apparently. Good thing that my job doesn't require any careful reading.
For application of rules.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So let's see here. What will happen is that means you guys are an average party level of 10. It's 20. Okay.
Carry the one.
So it's not a huge amount of XP for tonight, but let's see here. You get 40 XP from the critters tonight. I'll give you another 40. Actually, I'll give you 50 for the treasure. Well, and I'll give you 160 for the treasure. That was a pretty good haul. I'm going to give you 50 XP for today's chat about how to distribute the gear and stuff like that. And I am taking suggestions for any role-playing bonuses tonight, guys. The floor is open. Remember, you cannot nominate yourself. Anybody have a memorable role-playing that occurred? Is worthy of reward and recognition?
I was amused by James's Vax's interaction with the crazy prophet.
Yep, no, absolutely.
The diviner.
Yeah.
The crazy prophet.
I don't know if he was an actual diviner. That was yet to be proven.
I particularly like Badonk's about not wanting to be left out by, when we divvy things up.
Is Badonk's last name Adonk?
No, that would be good. It's bent bucket.
Anything else, guys? Going, gone. You guys are getting 270 XP for tonight.
Nice.
So that is pretty good. I will adjust the XP values accordingly. And I'll tell you, I'll send you an email later. Actually, it'll be on the weekend because this week is going to be, the rest of the week is going to suck ass, as well as the beginning half of the week. So that's awesome. So you guys make it safely back to Helix. Didn't make it back to that Barrow, but I'm glad we're back to the regular of, disposing of one henchman per session. That feels good.
Feels natural.
He did nothing.
Who did nothing? No.
Yeah. He kept his mouth closed when Sir Albus tried to get some information from him.
Yeah. And you brought and you bring his body back as well too. So all right. So guys,
but we don't say a word.
Who didn't say a word?
We don't say a word about. He would have preferred it that way.
Yes, leave his body propped up outside the Church of Saint Yig.
Yeah.
What I will tell you
I'll
guys.
talk to Valoron. He'll know where to or how to find kin or something.
Sure. So you bring it back, and what you guys find when you get back, as you're walking back into town, it's weird. There's a the church of the shrine of Saint Yig. It looks like the roof has been smashed in one corner, and there's this heap of earth that looks like and stone that looks like it's been mounded inside there, like as if someone dropped a giant pile of earth and stone on that thing. There's a couple circular holes that are about 2 feet in diameter that have been smashed through the walls on the side and then the roof as well. And you can see there's a bunch of arrows sticking out of the back of this heap of earth. And as you're walking in, Vax, you can't help but think, when you see the symbol of Saint Yig hanging from the sign of the cross, of course, for Saint Yig, and you think of his comment that the mountain would come for the cross. with that, you guys shrug and make your way over to the Brazen Strumpet. Guys, first off, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for another session. I think this is session 9 now, guys. We are getting some real legs under this campaign. It's either 9 or 10. 9. So next session, we go into double digits. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below. You can shoot me a tweet on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, or you can shoot me an email at dungeonmusings at gmail.com. You, as well, are free to return on the weekend, because on Sunday I will be streaming a session with some new folks. I am participating in the Nerds International convention, and I still have 2 spots left in my group. So if you are interested, go ahead and Google Nerds International, or you can click back to one of my other videos where you can find a link through to that. We'll be playing a session set in the same Helix. So we're picking up where we are leaving things off tonight. And whatever happens in that session will be canon. So the world will change on Sunday. Finally, you may notice that there are links in the description of this video. Those are to the charity fundraising campaign that we're running on the channel. This is something we're calling Heroes Save Villages, where we have paired up with SOS Children's Villages International. It's a really terrific charity that assists children living in very difficult circumstances. The good folks at SOS Children's Villages International provide services and advocacy to help kids actually have an opportunity to live as kids. If you want to find information about that, you can click through to learn about the campaign, see the rewards we have available, and to learn about SOS Children's Villages International. Or you can click through to a video I shot that explains my reasoning for setting up the campaign and my history with SOS Children's Villages International. Finally, I want to thank my players. Guys, thanks so much for making it for Wednesday night. Thank you to Jeffrey, Cork, James, Dave, Brent, Dave. Wednesday is normally the worst day of the week because it feels like it's the longest through, but thank you so much for helping make it a better day, guys. We will see you again very soon. See ya.